The question I always ask for Muslims who question public opinion, why do they fear it and you belittle it? Why do you see it as powerless and they believe billions need to spend in order to keep it? Why does an article come out in The Hill by a Zionist writer who writes and says that though Netanyahu may win the battle, he's done even more damage to Israel even if he kills more Palestinians, because the damage he's done to public impression of Israel is such that in future, he writes, I fear our allies will no longer rush to our rescue in the way they did before. Why does a Zionist say in an interview that what Netanyahu has done is he transformed the image of Israel from a refuge of Jews from the Holocaust to a genocidal maniac that kills people? Why do they believe it's a turning point and a great awakening? But my Muslim brother and sister looks me in the eye and says, what's the point of public opinion? Why does it matter? When even in the seerah itself, we know Allah demonstrated that public opinion matters, so much so that when Abu Sufyan goes to Heraclius and stands in front of the emperor, when the emperor Heraclius asks about Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, public opinion is so overwhelmingly in favor of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that Abu Sufyan can't even lie in front of his clansmen. Who are the two who are witness against him? They're not Muslims, they're Quraysh of his clansmen. The image of the Muslims is so positive in public opinion because of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that Abu Sufyan cannot even lie in front of his clansman Muhammad. He has to look at the Heraclius in the eye and say he is Amin, he is trustworthy, he calls for the rights of the poor. And Heraclius says, who are the people who follow him? This is the point I want to make about public opinion. Who are the people who follow the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? And he says it's the weak of our society, the people that we subconsciously look down on. Heraclius says this is the way of the prophets, that it's those, the power where you don't, it's the places where you don't think power is that deliver the changes. And that's why I want to make this point in Jalal and why I focused on public opinion. Bin Salman is not the one who made Blinken move from no ceasefire to humanitarian pause to hostage truce to sustainable ceasefire to now people talking about potential ceasefire on the horizon. It wasn't Erdogan who was praying and saying, Ya Allah, please make the situation go away. I need a gas pipeline with the Israelis and I need to convince them not to do Middle East corridor through Saudi. I want them to do Middle East corridor through me. It wasn't Bin Zayed who said, I'm not interested in this. I've got a rampaging militia in Sudan that I'm supporting because I don't want Sudanese to choose their leaders, because if they choose, they will, quote, in his opinion, vote for a 1400-year-old book to be the constitution. And I believe that's ridiculous and we shouldn't have anything whatsoever. This is in the New York Times article. It's not my words. Yeah. The point here being is, it wasn't big nation states. It wasn't even billion-dollar industries. It's Israel that spent the billions on PR. But Jalal, the Ummah broke it for free. It's the ordinary Muslims on social media who broke that and delivered the message of Palestine so emphatically that Biden is falling in the polls on an issue where American troops are not on the ground. Think about it. The Reuters poll said Biden is falling not just over the economy. He's falling because of his stance on Palestine and Gaza itself.